Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Maths and You. I hope you are prepared for this lesson. With you is Mr. Chikudi. Today we are going to be looking at an interesting topic called multiples. So what are multiples? Multiples are the result, product of multiplying one number by another number. So we'll be looking at the multiples of 6. So what are the multiples of 6? We'll be looking at multiplying 6 with other numbers. The result or the product of these numbers will give us the multiples of 6. Let's take for instance 6 times 1 is 6. So it is a multiple of 6. Then another one is 6 times 2 is 12. Therefore 12 is a multiple of 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Therefore 18 is a multiple of 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Therefore 24 is a multiple of 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Therefore 30 is a multiple of 6. So it goes on like this. And you have to understand that a number has unlimited multiples. A number have unlimited multiples. Now let's take a look at the first 5 multiples of 13. We have 13 times 1 is 13. 13 times 2 is 26. 13 times 3 is 39. 13 times 4 is 56. 13 times 5 is 65. Therefore, the multiples of 13 are 13, 26, 39, 52, and 65. This is the first 5 we have. And remember, the multiples of 13 is unlimited. You can see that finding the multiple of a particular number is pretty easy. Now let's take a look at the multiples of 8. From here we can see 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 6 is 48. Let's look at the multiples of 12 also. 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 12 times 3 is 36, 12 times 4 is 48, 12 times 5 is 60, and 12 times 6 is 72. So the multiples of 8, as you can see, has been circled here. Multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48. The same goes for multiples of 12, that is 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60, and 76. Do you notice what I just noticed? I noticed that 8 and 12 have a common multiple or similar multiple in 24 and 48. If you look at 8 times 3 is 24 and 8 times 6 is 48, you go to 12, you can see that 12 times 6 is 24 and 12 times 4 is 48. So both 24 and 48 are similar multiples or common multiples of 8 and 12. Is that understood? Thank you. By now you should be able to find the first five multiples of a particular number. Now let's take a look at the first 5 multiples of 5, 8, and 9. For 5, we have 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25. Let's look at the multiples of 8. 5 times 1 is 8, 5 times 2 is 16, 5 times 3 is 24, 5 times 4 is 32, 5 times 5, 8 times 5 is 40. The multiples of 9, 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 4 is 36, 9 times 5 is 45. So the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. The multiples of 8 are 18, 16, 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. Multiples of 9 are 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45. Now, I want to give you something to practice at home. By now, you should be able to find these answers. Let's take a look at number 1. Find the first 10 multiples of 3. In doing this, you write out 1 to 10 and you multiply them by 3. It will give you the first 10 multiples of 3. So I showed you, you get the first 10 multiples of 3. Now we look at number 2. Find the first 6 multiples of 8. I've also done this. You can just find the next one, that is multiple of 8, product of 8 and 6. Now number 3 is 40 a multiple of 8? And tell me the reason why it is a multiple of 8, and tell me the reason why it is not, if so. Number 4, is 63 a multiple of 5, and why? Now we want to take a look at the lowest common multiple of two given numbers or three given numbers. So I want you to go with me, pay very good attention as we go into this. Taking a look at least common multiple, that's called LCM, is comparing the multiple of two numbers or three numbers. Look at this, it is the smallest multiple that two or more numbers have in common. So LCM is the least common multiple that two numbers have in common, or three numbers or four numbers have in common. Now let's look at this example. Find the least common multiple of 6 and 8. And here we have the multiples of 6 as 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and 36. Also, we also have the multiples of 8 as 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48. And looking at this, we have that the least common multiple is 24 as circled in this place. So the LCM is 24. Here we want to take a look at the common multiples of 8 and 12, and we found out that the common multiples of 8 and 12 is found in 8 times 3, which is 24, and 8 times 6, which is 48. In the same way, 12 times 2 is 24, and 12 times 4 is 48. The common multiples are 24 and 48, but we are looking at the least common multiple, the lowest common multiple, and that is 24. So the LCM of 8 and 12 is 24. Here we want to take a look at another example. We want to find the LCM of 9 and 4. We'll start by dividing 9 and 4 with 2. And what is the reason for this? Because 2 can divide 4 without a remainder, although 2 cannot divide 9. But since 2 can divide one of the numbers, we use 2, the lowest number that can divide both. So we use that can divide any of the two numbers, and that is 2. So 2 divide 9, it cannot go. You write 9 below it. 2 divide 4 is 2. You write 2. And the next one, you try 2 again, because 2 can still divide 2. So we say 2 divide 9 cannot go. You write 9. 2 divide 2 is 1. We go to the next one. What can divide 9? 9 can be divided by 3. So we use 3. 3 divide 9 is 3. 3 divide 1 is 1. You cannot divide it. We still write 1 down. So 3 divide 3 is 1. 3 divide 1 is 1. So we have that the LCM of 9 and 4 multiply out the numbers, the divisors of these numbers. So we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So we have 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 12 is 36. So the lowest common multiple of these two numbers is 36. Now let's take a look at another example. Find the LCM of 20, 25, and 30. So we'll be looking at the LCM of 20, 25, and 30. To do this, draw a horizontal line and a vertical line. And in doing so, we look for the number that can divide 20, 25, that can divide any of the numbers 20, 25, and 30. And the lowest number that can try this is 2. So we use 2. 2 divide 20 is 10. 2 divide 25, this cannot go. You write 25 down. 2 divide 30 is 15. So the numbers we have next in the next row is 10, 15, 10, 25, 15. So we use 2 because 2 can still divide 10. So you say 2 divide 10 is 5. 2 divide 25 cannot go. You write 25. 2 divide 15 cannot go. You write down 15. Next row we have 5, 25, and 15. And the number that can divide any of those numbers is 3. 3 can divide 15. So we say 3 divide 5, you cannot go, you write down 5. 3 divide 25, you cannot go, you write down 25. 3 divide 15 is 5. So you write down 5. Now let's go to the next one. What number can divide any of those numbers? We have 5. 5 divided 5 is 1. 5 divided 25 is 5. 5 divided 5 is 1. Now, what number can divide any of those numbers down? We have what? 5. 5 divided 1 is 1. 5 divided 5 is 1. 5 divided 1 is 1. So, in the left column, we have what? 2, 2, 3, 5, 5. So, multiplying this will give us the LCM. Multiplying, you can look below and you see 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 5 is 60. 60 times 5 is 300. That's understood. With this, we call it a day in this lesson. I hope you learned your multiples very well and you can find the first 5 multiples of the numbers. Remember the practice I gave you to do. Make sure you do that, and I hope you can find your LCM by now. Thank you for watching this video, and God bless you.